If someone had told me I would meet an entire family that sleeps naked together, I would have laughed. I've been dating my friend for a couple of months, let's just say a few months. Along the line, I started talking to some of his family members on the phone. Sometimes, I would even speak with his mom, and honestly, they all seemed really nice and welcoming. So one day, he told me that his cousin was getting married, and they'll be having a very big family party. He said it would be the perfect opportunity for me to finally meet his family in person. At first, I was a bit hesitant, you know that kind of feeling, but later I thought, why not? It's a good chance to meet them and get to know them better. So we packed our bags in Ibadan and prepared for a trip. Before leaving, we had already agreed that we would lodge in a hotel during the event, just to have our own space, because family gatherings can be overwhelming. We were supposed to travel a day before the wedding, but something came up at his workplace, so we couldn't go. We ended up leaving very early on the wedding day. That was Saturday morning. So when we got there, immediately we entered their compound. I noticed this large open space by the side of the house. It looked like an abandoned fish pond. Wide, deep, kind of strange. I remember staring at it for a moment and thinking, what do they even use this for? But I didn't ask questions. I just looked away and followed him inside. The compound was filled with people. Everyone was lively, cheerful, and so welcoming. I met his mom, his siblings. They were all so warm and loving. The wedding itself went beautifully. We took pictures, danced, laughed, and really had a good time. I even met some new people I introduced my business to. By the time the main event ended, it was around 6 p.m. But you know how Nigerian weddings can be. There was still an after party. We stayed till past midnight, around 12 a.m. before everything finally calmed down. I was exhausted, so I told him it was time to go to the hotel we had booked. But he told me to wait a bit, that he'd be back shortly. 10 minutes passed, 15, and he still wasn't back. Then 20. I just sat there, scrolling through my phone, checking Instagram, trying not to overthink. Then out of nowhere, a few of his siblings walked into the room naked. I was completely dumb and shocked. They told me it was time to sleep. I was like, sleep like this? I told them that my friend, who is my fiance, and I already planned to stay in a hotel, not the family house. They insisted no one was going anywhere, that everyone would sleep there, and then one of them said something that chilled me to the bone. If you are sleeping here, you have to sleep naked. I was like, what? Sleep naked? What are you people talking about? I quickly called him on the phone. He came in looking confused and quiet, and I asked him what was going on. Before he could even say a word, his mom and dad walked in, also naked. I was frozen. I didn't even understand what was happening. Then his mom turned to him and said, didn't you inform her? I asked, inform me about what? And that's when she said calmly that it's their family tradition, that whenever there's a major event like wedding, burial, or anything that brings the whole family together, every member of the family must sleep in the family house. And not just that, they all must sleep naked outside in that open space I had seen earlier, the one that looked like a fish pond. I was horrified. I told him, I'm not part of your family yet. Please let me go. But before I could even move, one of his younger sisters shouted at me, you think we are joking? Next thing I knew, they forcefully stripped me off. I was crying, begging them to stop. They dragged me outside to that open space where everyone was lying down. I couldn't sleep. I was shaking, terrified, and embarrassed. He lay there too, quiet, pretending as if nothing was wrong. Everyone slept off, but I couldn't close my eyes. By 5 a.m., I had made up my mind to run. I found the wrapper that had been spread on the floor, tied it around myself, sneaked into the house, grabbed my bag, and ran for my life. When I finally found a place to sit, at least to wait till the day is clear, I broke down in tears and I kept asking myself, what kind of tradition is this? I just had to find my way back to my destination. I blocked his number. That morning, cut every contact with his family and him. Since that day, I've learned a very big lesson. Before you go into any relationship or even think of marriage, make sure you ask about the person's family traditions. If it's something you know you can't handle, please walk away early. If you find yourself in this situation, what would you have done? Share your opinion in the comments. And remember to like, share, and subscribe for more real life gist and stories.